local farms.
Okay.
And we sell those local corn. Jan likes to grow the Silver Queen, the white corn.
White corn.
And so the yellow ones we mostly get from other local farms
So
around the
you're
area.
putting a lot into 150 acres. There's a lot going on over there.
There's a few, and then there's even fields that are just in the middle of getting nutrients over again, and there's nothing growing in those right now.
Wow. So
And
let's.
a couple of asparagus fields too.
You have asparagus?
Yes,
Now, okay, so.
that's delicious in the spring.
Okay, so that's my big question, because I'm an asparagus fan, and I love asparagus, and every time I go, it changes. Like, the thickness of it seems to change throughout every time I go to the market. What is the best time to pick asparagus?
It just keeps coming. Once it starts growing in the spring,
Yeah.
it just keeps coming. And whether its thickness, I don't know if that's actually dependent on
Where it's grown, or?
what kind of asparagus it is nowadays. Because it used to be that the size that was about an inch thick was standard.
Right.
And now everybody likes pencil thin. And
Yeah.
it goes there. This is somewhere in between. You can get some thick ones, some come out thick, some come out thin, some are purple.
So is there anything you have to be worried about when you're picking the asparagus? Is there anything you need to know specifically? Because I've had people tell me scary stories about when I should pick asparagus, and
You'll see it when it actually comes up looking like a thing of asparagus
Yeah.
like this, and then you can clip it right close to the ground, about an inch,
Okay.
and you can take it then, and it'll be the most tender asparagus you've had.
okay, good. So
It's-
I gotta come see you guys next
Oh,
season
yeah,
to pick
it's-
the asparagus.
Come in the spring, and it's available. Some of it goes to Castle Hill.
Really?
Yeah, some of the restaurants, the fresh asparagus,
Casey Riley oversees all that culinary up there. He's a great guy.
oh yeah.
So let's talk a little bit then about the unexpected things in the conversation we had earlier. Is that you cover all these great things that are being sold on there, but you've got chefs on staff, and it's not just for baking pies.
Oh no, we do prepared meals, soups, salads, gourmet sandwiches that are pre-made. And you can take those, you can heat those, there's a panini machine to do the panini on.
So this is a big
Usually
operation.
three soups. We make all our soups from scratch, using stuff from the farm, and whatever, even all the leftovers become soup.
So where did this come from to the concept of being able, because I mean, you're basically a dining destination at this point with being able to come in to do these
Somewhat,
things.
it's all self-serve cafeteria style.
Right.
But yes, it's open cafe. Serve yourself, sit wherever you want. You can go outside, inside.
And how many places are there to be able to do this? You mentioned that there's a barn and another spot?
Well, there's a cafe, and there's a store that
Okay.
has like gourmet vegetables, other produce, and the stuff that we grow is also sold there. Cheeses, raw meats.
So you guys are partnering with other local vendors, farms, to bring in these type of things to be able to feature in there?
Yes,
And also
things
work
that
with-
we don't grow, we get from local farms, like the local tomatoes, the local corn, zucchinis. We usually get these yellow zucchinis in the summer.
Beautiful.
Those are great.
So what did you bring me here? What do we got over here?
These are scones, blueberry scones. We also do ginger scones. Everybody's favorite, with
Ginger.
and without sugar.
Nice.
Apple
I
turnovers
know, I
with
can
our
smell it.
sweet berry apples.
Oh my God, the cinnamon's kicking me.
Pecan pie,
Nice.
and that's just started the fall season. We started
This is
with
the beginning of the fall
pecan,
season.
pumpkin, and all the seasonal stuff, seasonal soups like curry pumpkin bisque.
Yes, I'm already going to be starving. This whole segment, I'm going to be starving. So
Yeah.
this is, to kind of get a twist on it is, when you go to specific farms, you think about, okay, I'm just going to pick pumpkins, or I'm going to pick apples, you're going to stop at the farm stand. And a lot of times people wonder where a lot of this stuff comes from. You guys took that evolution and made it this cafe to accompany the farm stand.
Turned it, into the whole thing from there to end, from beginning to end, as much as we can.
Right. So, but this is, you've made this a sustainable, going back to the word sustainability, a sustainable business model where you guys can continue. Is it open year round?
No, we close for the 3 months of the winter, January, February, March.
Okay.
We open in April again.
All right.
It's Sweetberry Farm is on top of a hill, and in the middle of winter, it can be pretty inhospitable
Understand.
in the ice.
Most of Rhode Island can be inhospitable in the winter.
That's true.
So, are you guys able to hold events on the property?
Yes, they do. They do big weddings. There's a field out front where they put up a big tent,
Okay.
and they have recently, like 5 years ago, built an extra barn, which is just open for seating and has room enough for smaller events.
Jan and Michelle are pretty
And they're
forward thinking, these two,
always-
huh?
There's been events there most of the fall so far.
Beautiful. I got to give them a big shout out
Some
because
pretty-
to think of growing in this way, to add these things, to continue to do it is
And
pretty
it
amazing.
just kind of continued right on. It snowballed the next step. It just became the next step. When they had a lot of leftover strawberries, someone came to them and said, we can turn that into something. And they started doing that, and then they needed a place to do it, so we built the farm stand with a kitchen.
So, going to the strawberries and such that you talked about, the different times of the year, are people coming out and picking them, or do they get them right from the farm stand?
The strawberries, they go out and pick them. Some people just buy them from the farm stand.
But it's
It's
available
a
to
matter
do it
of-
either way.
Oh, yeah.
You can have that experience to go in through and pick them up.
Yes, people, it's a more of an experience that does it. Once June starts, it's nonstop. It's a flood of people picking strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Right at the end of June, all three are available almost.
Now, I'm going to ask this question because I didn't get to ask Confreda, but from you guys, and I imagine my next guest for Bard and Family Farms, it kind of fits. Is there an educational component that you guys are able to give back for people to come out? Because as I was talking about with Jonathan, is that you need people to consistently learn about this. Do you guys do school groups or school tours or
There
programs in
is,
universities?
there's always school buses that come, especially strawberry season, when school is in. And even not, then Jan's always giving tours
Okay.
of the farm. They'll come through the whole thing, right up to even tours, not even just for kids, it's for even colleges.
That are coming in to learn about
Anybody,
it.
they're working in agriculture.
So with this evolution, and your evolution has been pretty extensive that you guys have over there, have you found that people are more susceptible to wanting the sustainable stuff, the fresher produce and coming out beyond, the stores and the restaurants, but the
I
consumers
think, yeah,
themselves?
people are looking for, at local at least, if not organic.
Right.
Mostly, I think local is their primary go-to. I mean, then you're figuring it's right down the street at least, or it's as close as it can be. It hasn't traveled across the country.
Right, exactly.
And so it's not bred to have to be beaten up.
So when it gets closer to the holidays, November and December, I gotta imagine this stuff is getting produced in large quantities and
Oh,
being
yes,
sold
we're
for-
just starting to gear up for Thanksgiving, which is our biggest holiday.
Okay.
And
Pies, all the pies that go out.
Pies, well, that's just one of the crazy things, because we have a whole catering menu for Thanksgiving with all of your favorite Thanksgiving things, sweet potatoes with mini marshmallows and stuffing, mashed potatoes.
So people can order their accompaniments, so to speak, to go with, really?
Anything like that, you right down to the whole meal, gravy. Gravy's one of the biggest things, because it seems to be one of those things people don't do, or they don't have enough of. So
Because it's a
buy
pain,
quart of
because it's a
gravy.
pain to do.
Absolutely. And we have a big steam kettle that's like 60 gallons big, and that's filled up with gravy twice. So.
That is awesome.
It's,
And so people can start ordering that stuff now if they want to do it.
close to this, probably in a week or so. We're going over the menu now, and by next week, they can start ordering for Thanksgiving.
Beautiful.
And we do turkeys, cooked turkeys, and sell them like half a turkey. And a lot of people buy those, so they go away, and then they come home and they have leftovers.
So you guys got like your own, it's a full-blown catering operation. The events that go on there, do you guys cater the events as well, or do you have
We
other
do
guys?
not.
Okay.
Usually, the people doing the event will choose their caterer
Okay,
and come in
nice.
with them. But we just provide all the place and electricity. And
Right, right. But that's a unique thing to be able to do, because there's not enough event venues, first of all, in the state of Rhode Island. So to know that there's another one for us to put out there is a great thing to do. Is that, I mean, have they started doing that recently in the last couple of years? Because I
No,
haven't.
mostly since we built the extra barn, so at least the last 5 years, probably a little more than that,
Okay,
because they started renting out the field. Because at first the field had something growing in it.
okay.
Then they flattened it and made it just a green field, so they could put events there and use it as a parking area. Because on Tuesdays in the summer, we do a concert, and we can have 200 people there.
They come to watch the.
On Tuesdays, and we do a meal, and usually sell about 100 meals
Really?
a night for that, and then people can buy what's in the store and even, bring their own stuff.
Beautiful. So going back to the kitchen aspect of it and the people that you're working with, what are some of the things that you are loving to put out? Like, what are some of the things that you're,
We
Like
tend to
producing.
focus on comfort foods and things like meatloaf I can't keep on the shelf.
really? Meatloaf?
Even in the summer. Something simple as that. We do simple things, sell like crazy. Chicken pot pies, cottage pie, things like that. Lasagnas. They're regular staples, and they go. Everything else we especially spring and fall when it's not so busy, I get to experiment a little more and do more interesting meals. But we do everything from poached salmon to, and then international comfort foods like coco van.
Really?
And chicken tetrazzini, things like that. And restaurant quality meals just to come and get and take home with.
I gotta get out to Hope more often. I can pick up my meals. I won't have to do all this cooking. This is awesome.
That's
So-
what people say. They thank me all the time. Thanks for making my supper tonight.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. I see. This is what I mean. The education beyond what you're producing out there, but what you guys are able to provide the people you're working with. So, from your perspective with this growth of things, where do you think they're going next? Is there other things that Jan and Michelle want to add to the farm?
Not positive at the moment. We were always talking about, okay, what do you want to do new next year? We added the concerts a few years ago and we started doing that.
Okay.
As far as I know, there's nothing big. Maybe some kind of dinners a couple of nights a week. Yeah, that's been a thought that we've talked about too. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Is
I
there
don't want to put it. I don't want to curse anything.
the local? Now I don't know what you did, but I'm just excited to find what else is next for you guys because it sounds like it's a constant evolution. The location that you guys are at in Hope, is there a big tourism draw?
Middletown.
I'm sorry, Middletown. Is there a big, because you're near Newport Vineyards, is there a big tourism draw with people coming out in the off-season, or the summer season?
Always, it's packed. There's actually even a couple of campsites, campgrounds right close by. That's right on the ocean, and I think a lot of our nighttime people are them.
Those
that
people
come.
coming out?
And yeah, in tourist season, everybody. I mean, it's funny who you see. We've seen Emma Stone and Giada.
Really?
And people like that. It's tends to be sort of a
Wait.
destination.
So wait a minute, Emma Stone and Giada didn't it?
Not at the same day.
But well, not, unless they were hanging out together. But was that this past summer?
Giada was a couple of years ago. Emma Stone was a while ago because either she was going to school here.
Right, when she was up at Brown. So you've had some celebrities visiting out there.
Couple.
Nice.
Because at one time they started shooting movies there. I mean, Nicolas Cage did live down the road, but he was pretty
Kept to himself.
hermit. He was kept to himself.
Yeah, I've heard that. Well, thank you for coming and explaining. This is an
Thank you
amazing,
very much.
amazing overview, and these things are making me beyond hungry. So,
Pleasure. Well, these will be back there to eat after.
awesome. I'm going to be coming out because I may be ordering some dinner from you. Taking it up there. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much, Chef. Really